everyone, welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're new to my channel, welcome and thank you so much for watching this video. So today, I know I was supposed to do a H&M haul, but my items didn't arrive, so I switched into showing you guys a hack that I did. I did an Ikea Kallax hack, as you can see behind me. So I changed my Kallax from the widen colors to this, and if you're interested in seeing the process of what I did or the items that I used, please stay tuned. Before I get started, be sure to subscribe to my channel, turn on notifications so you don't miss any videos from me. With that said, let me just jump right into the video. Before I start, I would just like to put a disclaimer out there because my Kallax is not perfect. It has some faults on it, but I am not a carpenter. This is just a DIY that I wanted to do. I just needed to cover it somehow. So it has some faults on it, but I just love the way it turned out. So I will just share with you guys the mistakes that I did and things that I learned on the way so you don't make the same mistakes I did. So yeah, I just want to put the disclaimer out there. So if I show you the video and then you see, something is wrong here, I know I just love how it looks. And there was the reason why it's, anyway, to start. So when I usually shoot my haul videos, there was always a white Kallax on the back and it was always open. And for me, somehow it irritated me because I just, you could see some of the items inside. Sometimes I put my bags in there and stuff, just small bags that I use. So I just wanted to cover it. And then I went to the University of Google and YouTube, and it helped me figure out a way or a hack that I could use. So I liked there was different ones that I could just buy this Kallax boxes from Ikea, but I didn't like that so much. So I wanted one with like a door, and I found some ideas of how to put the door on the Kallax, and that's why I ended up putting doors. I mean, it's not the easiest. You really have to have the heart for it, because sometimes I was ready to just not do it anymore, but I love how it turned out in the end. And so things that I used, I will show you things that I used. Thing is, I did not make video of the whole process. I have pictures here and there that I took, but I will show you guys, because I think the most important thing is the tools that I used. Because as I was doing as I was doing the Kallax, I realized that sometimes it just someone shows you the video, the process and things, but the tools you don't really see it so well. So I was discovering as I go the things that I need, and then I made some mistakes. So I was just learning. It was a learning process for me. So yeah. So just the doors. I will start with the doors, the measurements and all. The advantage that I had is that here in I think all the hardware stores, if you don't have a cutting machine at home, they can cut the wood for you over there. So I went there and I just took the measurement of the Kallax. I mean, the outer side of the Kallax, the measurement is not that complicated. It's just the doors in between. If you have this Kallax with eight shelves, it's really tricky, especially the doors in between. The measurement has to be right, or else you will have trouble for it to fit. So the measurement for me was like 72 height and 35 or 34 width. 35 or 34, I'm not sure, one of those. So yeah, so the height was 72. I mean, the height could have been a bit longer, but I chose 72, and that's how it looks. And the stripes, it's just the stripes were like the long stripes. I just put the stripes, and it was like, I don't know, I used to buy from different stores. Sometimes they have this 2-meter one, but this I would just use the miter saw that I have at home to cut the wood into the shapes that I wanted. So I have to measure like each stripe and cut each stripe, measure how each, because especially if you have the design that is slanted, the measurement changes with every stripe that you put on. So that was a bit complicated. But what I did was I was marking with a pencil. I would just put the wood, mark with the pencil where I need to cut, and then cut. I wasn't measuring because the measurement would have been off. So I just used the pencil to mark where I wanted to cut. Then I would just cut and stick the wood. What I wish I would have used is this wood glue. I use the universal glue, and with the universal glue, when it dries, it leaves it white. But if I would have used the wood glue, it would have been like transparent. So I wish I would have used this glue instead, but it still worked out fine. And after I finished putting the wood on, the stripes of wood, there was somewhere where there was a bit of space or something. What I used was, I used these wood fillers on it. So I think I have a picture of the finished doors just before the painting and how I use the wood fillers. I will just show you a picture of how where you can see the wood filler on the wood. So yeah. Oh yeah, this is the universal glue that I used, but I wish I would have used the wood glue. So when I was mounting the doors, I had another second problem. The problem was the hinges. The hinges. If I would have known that there's some hinges that are not for the ones who just starting the DIY. So when I started, I just bought like the normal hinges. Like I saw most people were using these hinges. I just bought it already before. When I bought the wood, I bought it, and this is what I used. But this did not work. And then since this didn't work, I thought, okay, maybe this will work. So I went back to the store and bought this. This also failed me. So, and then I went back to YouTube and I Googled and I did my research also on Google, and I was looking, and then I found out this is the best one to have. So, and this I bought from Amazon. It cost like 15 euros. This was the best one that I've used on the door. So this is what worked for me. Yeah. But before I continue, I will just tell you the door measurements. I can show you the door measurements, but this was like one piece of wood. So I just put one long piece of wood, which was like 15 euros, and then they cut it into 2 doors. So and then the other one was like 15 euros, and they cut it into 2 doors. So yeah, that's what I used. And now moving on to the door handles. Let me tell you guys, this was also, because you put the strap of wood, the thickness of the wood changes. So after I didn't know. So when I was trying to put the screw in, it was too short. So I was like, well, it's supposed to fit. Why is it not fitting? And yeah, so I went back to research, and I researched, and I found out that if the screw is too short, you can use something like this drill bit, this kind of drill bit, and then it makes the outer hole bigger, because I already drilled the hole, but the top of the screw was too. I just need to put the top of the screw a bit in. So I just had to drill a hole. I put a video so you guys see. I just had to drill the hole bigger at the top for the tip of the screw. So this is what helped. So yeah, so if you're putting stripes of wood and it was still, you need some extra thing to make the hole a bit bigger. So this is what I use. For the Kallax, for the painting, there was, for the outside of the Kallax, I saw some video where they say the best thing to use is a shellac primer. So for this one, I use like a Bondex primer. I don't have a picture of it, but since I'm doing another DIY, this is supposed to be the best shellac primer that you can use. So this, first you use this, I didn't even need to sand it down or anything. I just painted this, and then I put a primer on top, and then I put the paint. It worked for me. So here I used like a Bondex shellac. I will try to find a picture and show you guys, but this is the best thing you can use. And then the paint sticks. And the paint I use is from the company called Pantone or Pantone, one of the two, Pantone or Pantone. And the color is called Pat Shoe. The color is called Tap Shoe. So yeah, you can see I really used, So yeah, it's Tap Shoe. The color is called Tap Shoe. It's like a semi-matte color. So yeah, but the color is called Tap Shoe. After the paint was dry, I used this wood wax, I think it's a wax, on top, because it says it protects it from scratch and stuff. So this is what I use just on top. Yeah, just to protect the color. This is what I used. For the legs were very easy. The legs from the Kallax, I didn't even need to drill a hole before. I just placed the plate, and I just put the screw, and I just held the screw, because the Ikea wood is soft, so it's easy for the screws to go in. So I just placed the screws, and I just drilled it in. So like I said, when I was doing this, I forgot to say something about the hinges. When I was using the hinges, for the middle doors, because I only had one small space to put 4 hinges. You can see that one of my, I don't know if you can see, one of the doors here is shorter than the other one, because I had to find a way to fix the other side. So yeah, I mean, I could change it, but I'm the only one who is, I'm not bothered by it, but then the folds make it more my work, so I left it there. Someone says, you bought this, and I said, oh, I made it myself. See? So anyway, yeah, just wanted to show you. The sticking of the stripes is very easy. The designs that I got them from, one I got from the West Elm website. So for this door, but I just placed the wood together. Then I was just trying to make that they are both in like a, then when I put the door together, it's like a straight line. So yeah, I started with the other doors, and then this design was too complicated because I found the design in some British, I think, it had pounds and price in pounds. So I used the other, then I was like, I cannot do this anymore. So I changed to there. The also tricky part is to cut, after you place the stripes of wood, the panels, it's to cut the wood on the top. This was really tricky, but for me, I just took the saw and I just placed it like in a straight line, and then I just cut along the wood line. So then I just sanded it down. Worked for me, but it works for everyone. But there are some machines that you can use, some special machines to cut the wood in a straight line. But for me, the machine I bought was not really doing the work, so I ended up using just a chainsaw to cut it off. Anyway, guys, those are the tools I used for this haul. And yeah, like the other things, I just used the drill for the holes and stuff, the glue, the paint, and the patience. You need the patience. Patience, guys, patience. But in the end, I liked how it turned out. So I am doing a few other DIYs. I might share with you guys as I go along. Like today I was supposed to do a H&M haul, and my items did arrive, so I just switched to the Kallax. But I hope this video was informative. I hope it helped someone. That was it for my video, and I hope you liked the video. And yeah, if you like the video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe. Till the next video, bye.